Hey, how's it going guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out the new ranking and reward point exchange system in Final Fantasy 15 for the time limited quest. So let's just jump straight into it. The first thing we will notice that this is the first time limited quest we've seen so far that is not actually a battle. Simply go here, kill this enemy, claim your reward. All the quest houses is that we need to catch as many fish as possible in 1 hour. So the best way to explain this is that imagine that the quest resets every single hour along with your score. So the way the score system works in this specific time quest, each fish you catch is going to be 1 point. It doesn't matter which fish you catch. I've even gone as far as trying to catch the Liege of the Lake, simply to test it out, see if we get maybe more points for catching epic fish. That is not the case. I caught it and it only gave me 1 miserable point, unfortunately. So don't waste your time with that. Just catch as many as you can, as quick as you can. So notice the reward for this is 50 QP in the overall rankings and also in this specific time quest ranking. They are separate currencies you can use separately. They're kept separately and you can spend them in their own specific counter or their own specific shop, let's say, exchanging for their own reward. You can claim these initial rewards for just simply catching 1 fish. You exit out and you can claim these rewards. You have officially completed the time limited quest. However, you'll notice for some of the higher prizes like the Afro Sword, which is the main one most of us are going to be going for, we need 1000 QP. So you aren't simply going to be able to do this by just claiming those 50 initial and then done. That will take you many weeks because we can only claim this once per timed quest. So how do we actually farm up enough QP to get some interesting rewards? For that, we'll need to come over here to the rankings. We can see we have 3 separate rankings. We have an overall one, a daily one, and an hourly one. So let's start off explaining the hourly one and then we'll convert it over to the rest of them. So like I said before, the time limited quest resets every hour on the o'clock mark. So what this means is if at the end of that hour we have 60 points registered onto the scoreboard, we will have 60 points in the hourly ranking. And then that will reset next hour, everyone will be back to 0 points and we'll have to try it again. One thing we need to take into account is on the daily and the overall rankings, don't add up all their score. If, let's say, the first hour we get 60 fish and the next one we get 100 fish or 100 points, that will not mean we have 160 on the overall or the daily. Such the daily and the overall only count our maximum best score we've had so far, whether it's in that day or overall. So you can efficiently end up first in the overall rankings by simply fishing for 1 hour and get an amazing score and then never touching it again for the rest of the event, and you can still finish first in the overall rankings. And the same for the daily. In the end of that day, if you only play 1 hour and you get an amazing score, you can still end up first place. So which is really good because it means you don't have to sit here 24/7 worrying about someone else playing more than you and getting more than you just by simply putting in more hours. Now, what's the difference between each of these rankings and why do we want to score high? So if we press square on any of these rankings, we'll notice there are rewards for ending in, let's say, the top 1000, the top 100, the top 2500, and you notice the amount of QP rewarded on the right hand side. Obviously for the hourly ranking it's pretty low, you're not going to get loads, but you can farm up a decent amount of QP, like 20 at least an hour by just doing this. And over here on the daily, if you finish in the top 100, it says you can get 200 QP, which is pretty decent amount. And then if you manage to finish first in the overall ranking at the end of the event, we actually get 1500 QP for finishing the top 100. So that does automatically get us the Afro Sword. And even the prices down here to top 1000 are pretty decent. So that's pretty much all there is to say about this. I hope I explained that well enough. It sounds a lot more complicated than it really is, but I hope I did answer most of the questions that I first had when I seen this menu, like are different fish worth more points? Can we repeat the initial 50 QP rewards every hour? Do the overall rankings add up or do they reset? But yeah, I hope we managed to answer as many as possible. If you do have any other questions, don't hesitate, leave them below and I'll definitely reply as soon as I can. And as you can see here in the background, I will be showing you all the rewards you can get for QP in both counters, the overall ones and this time specific quest. So in case you want to check those out, there are some pretty cool rewards you can actually get there. Some Ascension coins, some Mega Phoenixes, pretty awesome stuff. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content, and we'll see you next time.